For us, the real inspiration on this project was the neighborhood itself, and we recognized Mount Pleasant as this incredibly funky and really just eclectic group of buildings and people and history and culture, and we wanted to capture that. So we took a look around and walked through the alleys and found all sorts of really interesting bits and pieces of color, shapes and forms, and we incorporated as much of that as we could into the courtyard space and on the street. So some of the things that you'd see is the courtyard is not the courtyard, it's the backyard, because everybody wants to have a backyard to play in. And there are hammocks to sleep on and sit in instead of benches, and there's wood decks instead of paving, and there's artificial grass and giant pillows to play in. My favorite place at the Independent is on Watson Street, and there's a gap in the building that was created by the architect, and Brewery Creek runs underneath this site. It ran in a 40-foot deep ravine. So this 40-foot high wall that is this gap on Watson Street allowed us to create an idea of Brewery Creek in this landscape. And so we've got this really funky stone wall, water pouring down off the side of it, and then this really interesting thing that we call the tattoo screen, which is really a chain link fence that's woven into shapes and forms that recall the character of Brewery Creek. So one of the interesting things about this project is that it didn't really have any space down on the ground. And so we essentially took materials like metal and stone and pavers, things that you see every day in the landscape and every day on the street, but used them in unusual ways. For instance, on Kingsway, there's a corten, which is weathering steel, that sort of nice brown steel color band that runs up the middle of the Kingsway sidewalk, and it folds up into the shape of a chair and up into the shape of a little table, and essentially creates the street furniture on Kingsway. And it's going to be really exciting to see in this neighborhood of Mount Pleasant.